Welcome to the journal. Hello and welcome back to the journal. I know it's been a minute since I've posted. My son had to have some testing done. We've had a lot of transitions and things going on. So I just had to fall back for a minute and just kind of deal with what was before me. And so this episode is not going to be a continuation of the last few. I'm going to kind of talk about some of the things that we just experienced. So as many of you know, my son has autism and epilepsy and several other medical conditions. Well, recently with his epilepsy, we had to have some new testing done. He had to have a prolonged EEG, which we had to stay in the hospital for about 4 days. Anyone who knows about EEGs knows that it can be a challenge for just your typical kid. Well, for a child with autism, it's extremely challenging. During the EEG, there has to be several probes put on your head, and you have to keep them on for the neurological testing to be done. Well, for my son, he is very head sensitive and he doesn't like anything on his head or on his person. So having to have those probes put on his head and having to keep them on his head for an extended period of time is a challenge. So it took us 3 times to repeat the process of putting those probes on his head to actually finally get some effective testing done. So after 3 times of holding him down, and then if you know kids with autism, they turn into like a superhero with their strength. They are so strong, and I call Levi the little Incredible Hulk. I literally had to lay on him to keep him still long enough for them to get the probes on his head. And it was a constant, don't touch your head, leave it alone, it's okay, throughout the process. So it's a challenge for children with autism or just typical kids to just have these type of testing done. So while we were in the hospital having this testing done, I got lots of new information about my son's condition, about his brain activity, and about the things that are going on with him. We ended up having to remove a medication that at the beginning was perfect for him. It worked great for him, and now all of a sudden is toxic for him. So with children with epilepsy and neurological disorders, there are not a lot of medications to help in the process. So you have to be very careful with the type of medications, and with them still being growing and developing, those medications don't always continuously work. So it's not an end-all be-all situation. So it's constant touch and go with medications, with treatments, all of those different things, because one minute it can work and the next minute it can change. With the changing of medication, I like to call it the after effects of taking a child off of medication, especially a child with autism. You don't know how it's going to ultimately shift them. So with him, he has self-injurious behaviors. He has meltdowns, frequent meltdowns, more frequent than before. He has a hard time understanding what's going on. He has a hard time regulating himself. These are the after effects of a medication change. So currently, this is what we're dealing with. My son is having a very hard time with self-regulation, and he is self-injurious at times. He has a very hard time focusing and calming himself, so it can be a challenge. On top of the medication change, he was also put in braces for his legs and his feet, which is another change for him. He's doing pretty good with walking in his new braces. It was a challenge, you know, getting him to understand why he had to wear the braces, but he's a toe walker. He's been a toe walker pretty much his whole entire life. So after a while of walking on your toes, it messes with the muscles in your ankles and in your heels, and his heels don't touch the ground. So for us, normal walking is heel to toe. For him, he just walks on his toes. So his braces will help him to learn to walk from heel to toe. And hopefully over time, but it can take quite some time for him to learn that proper way of walking. With all the recent changes that he is experiencing, I am also experiencing those changes. And being a special needs parent, sometimes we don't have time to process everything that is taking place. And it can be very challenging to process everything while still working, while still caring for your child and making sure everything is done. It can take a toll on you. And it's important to be able to have time and space to breathe, to decompress, and it's not always available. But it is very important to check in on yourself during the process. Sometimes, and me just being transparent, it is very hard for me to decompress and to process everything, because most of the time I'm on the go. I work, I take care of my son, I have church responsibilities, and every now and then it is very, very difficult to get a moment in to just take a breath and to breathe. And it can be a challenge even when you do get the opportunity to breathe, because you're so exhausted by the time you get a moment to yourself that you just want to go to sleep. And so it can be very draining mentally, emotionally, physically, and it can have an effect on you. And so it's important to stay in prayer, but also find someone that you can talk to, that you can share with, that will understand. And also, you know, try to lean more on your support system if you can. I know many people see my son and they see him smile and laugh and run around and everything, but in reality, what they don't see behind closed doors are the true meltdowns, or the tears that he cries at night when he can't express what he's physically feeling. You don't see the pain because he doesn't know how to express it. You don't see the full self-harming of himself because he doesn't show those things in the public. Most of the time he waits till he gets in his safe space, which is home, and shows those things. Those are the parts of Levi that people don't get to see. They don't get to see Levi cry. And that's the most heartbreaking part for me as a mother, because I see all that others don't. They look at my son many times and say, oh, he looks perfectly normal, he looks fine. And they have no idea that his struggles are internal because he cannot fully express them. My son doesn't even have the ability to tell me when he has a headache. So there are times where Levi could be in pain and I would never know, because he doesn't have the ability to tell me that. And this is the painful part of being a special needs parent that people don't always see, people don't always talk about. These are the challenging things that we go through, the silent parts, the internal parts that nobody really shares about, of having a child that cannot express to you where they're hurting, how they're feeling, when somebody hurts their feelings or says something negatively about them. They can hear it, but they can't speak on it. They hear everything, they see everything, they feel things, but they can't always express themselves. And that's the hard part of being a special needs parent. We have to deal with all of that while still caring for our child, or still working a job and still providing. It never stops for us as parents with special needs kids. It's a constant go. And sometimes we just need people to be kind and understanding. And if you are a special needs parent, I commend you. I tell you to continue the work that you do and continue to seek God. Because if there is no one that will create space for you who understands what you're going through and dealing with, God does. He sees you. He understands you. He can feel the pain that you feel. And He is right there walking through it with you. And just continue to hold on to God. I just want to encourage those who are struggling with things. Just know God is there. He is always present. When people walk away, when people shake their head or look at you like you're strange because of what your child is going through, just keep going, because God understands and He knows. And if you see someone struggling with their child, be kind, lend a hand, learn to show love and compassion, because in that moment, yeah, we know that our child is having a meltdown. We see it. But we need kindness. We need compassion. We need love. We need support. And that's what we need in those moments. So be kind, show love, and be there for people who are struggling and who are dealing with things. We all need love and compassion in this day and age. So I pray that I said something that encourages someone, that pushes someone to keep going. Don't give up. No matter how you feel, no matter what you're going through, keep pressing. It's been hard for me to get time to do this, and I just want to encourage others to keep going. God is right there with you, and He will never leave you alone. He is always present. He's a very present help in the time of trouble. And just keep going. And I'll be back hopefully soon with a new episode. God bless.